it inside a little more and see if they can't get something underneath. Easton Dent been pretty quiet tonight with only 2 points. Let's see if they can't work it inside, give Easton some work underneath a little bit more. That's be what my suggestions, hopes, and what I look for in the second half.
Yeah, Indians just need to knock down some outside shot. Caleb Lemons needs to warm up a little bit here in the second half. Been held quiet. I think it'd be nice to start kind of maybe spreading them out a little bit, because I know that Lemons and Albertini both have a little bit of quickness on St. Mary's Colgan.
Right.
Maybe take them to a rim a few times. But you're exactly right. The Indians have to get more than one shot at the basket when they're in the offensive end of the court. And on the defensive end of the court, they have to try to hold St. Mary's Colgan to just one shot. Too many offensive rebounds given up by the St. Paul Indian boys. They kind of moved into a zone, tried to help them block out over that height advantage from St. Mary's Colgan, and it may have helped a little bit, but then a couple good big shots down the stretch. St. Mary's Colgan giving them a 16-10 lead. As St. Paul is back out on the court warming up, there was 7 minutes on the clock. It was held quiet until homecoming was over, and now it's rolling, so there's about 5:16 until the second half tip. We're going to take another timeout. When we come back from that timeout, we'll bring you second half starters and get you back to the ball game. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout in the St. Paul basketball on Hot 105.
I got it.
Yeah. I think I lost you. Well, welcome back to St. Mary's Colgan here, where St. Mary's leads at halftime 16-10 over the Indian boys. Both teams are back out on the floor warming up. Coach Doherty and Coach Wartrick out of the locker room. Hopefully make some halftime adjustments here, see if the Indians can maybe get some shots to fall from the outside and start heating it up offensively a little bit in this second half.
Yeah, and another thing is I looked again at the first half stats. Something that really shows how quiet it was. Adam Albertini has 0 points in the first half. They've held him scoreless. He's put up some shots. He's 0 for 3, though. Only 3 shots on goal. So if Adam can get himself open and get some shots up, you mentioned the speed factor. He needs to start capitalizing. He's obviously, I would say, the fastest kid on the court, so he needs to take advantage of that and try to make some things happen himself, taking advantage of his speed and using that to the St. Paul, give them an edge up and down the floor, try to keep it moving and control the pace of the game, and not let Colgan run that clock like they have been with that slow offense they're running.
Maybe Indians had tried to press a little bit in that first half. It would be nice if they could get some transition points, maybe cause a few turnovers against St. Mary's Colgan and try to use that speed of Lemons and Albertini on down the court and get some easy buckets to get Adam going here. Adam will warm up here in the second half. Hopefully Caleb Lemons, he's also held pretty quiet here in that first half, so maybe two seniors can get things warmed up a little bit. I want to thank everybody for listening in on the radio. I think we got the live stream back up and running. I reshut everything down and restart everything, and right as it current sets, I think we got it up and running. Sure apologize for having so much trouble with it. It says it's streaming, so it's a little hard to tell when it's coming over into the YouTube channel or not unless we log on ourselves. So we are hopefully up and running.
Doing our best to keep it up, but it's just not cooperating all the time.
See what the Indians made in adjustments here at halftime to start this second half as both teams huddle around their coaches as we are getting set for the second half tip here in about 30 seconds. Both teams back huddled around their coaches, and Indians taking the floor. On the floor for the Indians, Chandler Bradshaw, Caleb Lemons, Hayden Smith, Easton Dent, and Caleb Lemons. It will be St. Mary's Colgan basketball to start this second half as they will start with possession of the basketball. On the floor for Colgan, Russell, Van Beesler, Dawson, Goding, and Lomshak. Van Beesler with the basketball for the Panthers. Now automatically a steal by the Indians. Breakaway. Adam Albertini all the way down, left-hand layup. Good.
There you go.
There's that good start to second half for the Indians off the steal on the bad pass. Dent come up with steal, fed it to Albertini. Lomshak tries to feed it down to Goding, gets it, he's triple teamed down there, loses it, comes back to Van Beesler. To Dawson, back to the right wing to Lomshak, back up top to Van Beesler. He's guarded by Albertini. Fed off to Russell. Russell holds it against Dent. He feeds it over to Dawson. The Van Beesler drives on Albertini, spins, tough shot, can't get it to go. Rebound comes out to Albertini, stolen away. Now on the floor is Bradshaw with it, and it's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow to the Indians. Albertini tried to take off the head of steam and lost it. Van Beesler come up with it. Bradshaw tangled him up on the floor. Jump ball, possession arrow comes to the Indians.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to do just what we talked about, trying to start using that speed.
Albertini with the basketball, picked up out there by Lomshak. Comes to his left, now back to his right. Feeds it off to Bradshaw at right wing. Bradshaw holds the ball, swings it down to the corner to Albertini. Behind the back dribble, back up top to Bradshaw. Up to Lemons, and back up top to Bradshaw. Russell guards him, man-to-man defense. No, zone defense. I believe man-to-man by Colgan. It is a man-to-man. Hayden Smith with the basketball, top of the key. Feeds it back to Chandler Bradshaw. Bradshaw at left wing with it. Russell pokes at it. Now off to Albertini. Go ahead and clear it out and let Albertini go to the basket. Yeah. 6:25 left to go in the third. Albertini towards the left elbow. Kicks it out to Bradshaw. He drives the baseline. Kicks it back up top to Albertini. Albertini into the free throw line. Kicks it out to Smith. Bad pass. Comes out to Lemons. Lemons feeds it to the baseline. Three-point shot. Albertini off. No good. And Godin with the rebound for St. Mary's Colgan. Russell with it. Feeds it back to Van Beesler. Drives towards the right baseline. Kicks back up top to Russell. Swings it around all the way to Lomshak. Van Beesler at right wing with it. Now top of the key. Lomshak. To his right. Lomshak holds it above his head. Kicks it up top. Swings it around to Van Beesler. Up to Dawson. Dawson guarded by Chandler Bradshaw. Man-to-man defense applied by the Indians. 5:30 left to go in the third. Van Beesler to the right to Russell. Now Dawson with it. Van Beesler wide open three-point shot long. No good. Backside rebound. Smith saves it inbound. That's going to be a foul on Van Beesler against Albertini as Albertini come up with a basketball. Good hands by Hayden Smith to get that rebound and kick it out to Adam. Too much contact by Van Beesler. First team foul of the second half. Second on Van Beesler. 16-12. 4-point lead for St. Mary's Colgan. Albertini gets right past Lomshak. Tries to feed to Dent. Dent finally reels it in. He's fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot two.
had a good move. He just kind of lost the handle, but he was fouled.
Dent goes to the free throw line to shoot two. First free throw on its way and gets it over the front of the rim barely. And cuts the lead to 3, 16-13. Colgan leads by 3. Dent settles in at the line. Second free throw on its way and right through there and good. 2-point lead for Colgan. St. Paul with the first 4 points of the second half to start the second half. And Beasler with the ball down to baseline up to Lomshak. Lomshak to Dawson, back to Lomshak. He's guarded by Lemons. Off to Dawson, right wing, up top to Van Beasler. Feeds back to Russell, and that's going to be at 3 seconds on St. Mary's Colgan, camping out in the lane. 2 subs in for Colgan, number 21, Caleb Hamilton, number 22, Sturt O'Brien, 6'1" and 6'4" respectively. O'Brien, just a sophomore. Hamilton, a junior. Albertini with the basketball. Indians trail by 2. Look to try to take the lead or tie it up. Lemons now with it. I sure would like to see the Indians clear it out and let Lemons and Albertini go to the hole. Now sagging man-to-man defense by St. Mary's Colgan. Lemons down the baseline, left open for a little 15-footer, short, can't get it to go. Rebound comes out to O'Brien. Fed ahead, now ball's loose, but Lomshak comes up with it. Down to the corner to O'Brien. O'Brien kicks it back up top to Russell. Russell swings it out to Lomshak at left wing. Now back to O'Brien against Smith, and that's going to be a foul on the floor against Hayden Smith. Against Sturt O'Brien, it'll be St. Mary's Colgan basketball on the floor under their own basket. Lomshak sets up the ball in play.